left again. Oh, there's a jungle in my head growing wilder, and it's killing me. I cannot let you go. I cannot let you go. I cannot let you go.
Hey, this is Tyler with TJX Survival. So, the big question exists. Can a quality 72-hour or bug-out type kit be purchased, all completed, all by itself? We're going to find out, so stay tuned.
I hold on to this storm 'cause I need to be swept away, swept away. I'm cornered in the cold where you left me. Left again, left again. There's a jungle in my head growing wilder, and it's killing me. I cannot let you go. I cannot let you go. I cannot let you go. I cannot let you go.
On my channel, every once in a while I'll get approached by people who want me to demo the gear. Most of the time it's junk from China and I just say no. And recently I got approached by this company to demo a 72-hour kit, or I'm going to call it a get-home bag because that's much more appropriate for what it actually is. Now, normally when I get approached by companies like this, my first answer is absolutely not. I'm not going to demo it. It's pre-built. It's usually like a box of Band-Aids and a bunch of stupid stuff you're just not going to use. However, when I saw this kit, I realized immediately how much it reminded me of the kit that I already built just a few years ago when I did my urban bug out. So I said yes. I checked out all the gear, I went to the website, and I really liked what I saw. In fact, there were things on this website in this kit that I hadn't thought of that I think are amazing ideas that I'm going to talk to you about in this video. So first, let's define the terms. What do you need, okay? Always you're going to need fire, water, shelter, food, security, emergency communications, all of that type of stuff, tools, all of that. So really, to answer that question, you need a base level of stuff that works everywhere, okay? Then you need to pick what you need for yourself geographically in the location that you're at. Here's what I mean by that. Everyone can use fire. I don't care who you are, you can use fire starting. Everyone needs water. Everyone needs some kind of shelter. Whether that's a shelter from heat or a shelter from cold, you still need shelter. Everyone needs the basics. So they took this kit and they put water heavy in it, which I like because you need a lot of water when you're moving on foot. They put a good amount of carbohydrates in there. They put tools, lights at nighttime. He added just a lot of the real basic essentials and then left space for you to add the other things that you need. Now, the first thing that I feel was missing, so that I'm not being impartial in this, in demoing this, was fire. There's not fire in this kit, but that's a simple solution. Get a bic that's clear. What I did is I put a clear bic. Why do you want it to be clear? Well, so you can see how much fluid's left in it, and I like the adjustable ones as well. You can't see this flame in the daylight, but there's a good flame coming out of there. If it's adjustable, you can crank it up when you're getting low on butane. That way you still get a flame to come out of there. Also, when you're making fire at altitude, when you're above like 9,000 feet, you need a lot more butane to come out because the oxygen to fuel ratio changes substantially. So one thing that's really, really hard to get is automatic fire at altitude. So a clear adjustable bic is a simple solution for that. The next thing I added is a backup. Now this guy right here, this is a striker I bought at I don't even know where I got this, quite a long time ago. It's called Strike Force. It is fire, it is spark, plus I had wet tinder in the back of it, but I used it. So now I've just got petroleum jelly and cotton. No brainer. I'll get multiple fires out of this. It's something I can use if the bic fails. Simple solution. Other than that, this kit has everything that you're going to need. Now, what I said about earlier about you adding the things that you need, you gotta have shelter. First off, wear the right clothes. If you can't wear the right clothes, and I will address women specifically in this one, I'm not saying they wear the wrong clothes. I'm saying a lot of what you wear you don't want to hike in. So create a turnout bag. I have a turnout bag in the back of my car. All it has is boots for every adult member of my family, and socks. So boots and socks for me and my wife. That's all that really matters. Also, you want winter appropriate clothing in the winter, summer appropriate clothing in the summer. For me, I've added just a poncho, okay? At nighttime, I'll be just fine in this geographical location with a poncho. The reason why I like an army poncho, covers me and my kit, wraps me up to keep me warm at night. It reflects heat. It is good for rain. I can create a shelter of it. It is just a super versatile, super simple piece of shelter that you can add to your bag. You might want to add an insulating layer like, I don't know, a wool coat, something else. Add that to this kit and then you'll be complete. So one thing about moving to an urban area that people take for granted is the fact that even though you're in an urban area, there's a lot of bushcraft related material. So hiking through here, I'm basically traveling along a river in an urban city. I'm underneath the train track right in the middle of a spaghetti bowl over there, but I've still got water. I've still got trees. I've still got willows and cottonwood that I can make things out of, start fires with, that kind of thing. So even though you're doing an urban bug out, don't neglect the fact that there's a lot of bushcraft related items that you can gather, put in your pockets as you travel through. One more tip that I'm going to leave you with is this. Think like a homeless person. Some of the best survivalists that I've ever seen are people who are homeless. They're forced to be ingenuitive. They're forced to look for places that they can hide, look for places that will protect them from the weather, like underneath bridges. Look for places that they can do whatever it is that they're gonna do and be left alone.
I'll run into your arms if you call me. Call me please, call me please. I folded every thought like a razor, carving deep memories. Oh, am I standing at the wrong intersection? Come back to me, back to me.
Okay, so first let's talk about just this chest rig. This chest rig alone is amazing. I've done a bunch of demos on the Hill People gear in the past. You can check my channel for this. I've got running demos and hiking demos and urban bug out demos and how to make holsters and all that stuff. You don't need a holster for this. You can just put your pistol in there. That's how it was designed. There's nothing that's gonna snag on the trigger. It just sits right there. But if you want a holster, there is Velcro right here. You can just Velcro that puppy in there and be good to go. I've got a video on how to do that and I'll put it in there. The chest rig that comes with this kit is best for a Glock 19 or smaller without the light on it. I tried to put my big obnoxious light in here on my Glock 19. It didn't fit. I can either take the light off the Glock 19 or I can put the Glock 26 in there, which is what I currently have. Very, very simple. One little tip that I like is this. Right here, just leave a little bit of space, okay? You got your zippers there. All you need to do is put your left hand, if you're right-handed, put your left hand right there and it peels right open. Pick your elbow up as you grab it so you don't shoot a hole in your elbow. And then there's your draw stroke, okay? Really simple. Smooth, efficient. You still got that front pocket for what I have is light fire. And then there's an even smaller pocket. You can put like water purification tablets, batteries, whatever you want. That's the chest rig. It's the smallest one that they make, I think. Don't quote me on that one, but it's one of the smaller ones. The big one's nice because you can put more gear in it. The smaller one's nice because you won't put more gear in it and it's more comfortable to wear. The bag, let's talk about this bag. So I really like the Tarahumara bag from Hill People Gear. The fact that this company used the Tarahumara bag was super impressive for me. It's got straps right here that you can put extra stuff like I have done with this army poncho. and then it's got side pockets so you can throw things in. If you have to, if you're bugging out or getting home after an emergency of some sort and you have primitive skills, you're going to want to grab, I don't know, berries or a squirrel or things that you might want to eat, make a bow drill on your way home. I don't know, there's options. All I'm saying is it's nice to have extra pockets to put stuff in. Now they've added this Geigerrig. Geigerrig is smart, man. I use the Geigerrig. I gave it to Crystal on the first bug out video that we did, because you can dip in the water, you can add some kind of an inline filter to it, and then pump it, and it will give that pressure that's needed to get the proper filtration of the water through that filter. That way you're not sucking on it, trying to get all the water out of it. You just pressurize this guy right here. It gives you pressure on the water and then spits it out. I learned the hard way. There's two bladders in this Geigerrig. There's the bladder that holds the water, and then right next to it is the bladder that holds the air. So don't pump your Geigerrig up and then undo the top thinking that you're going to get air out of it. All you need to do is just push the button right at the tip of this thing. You just pump it to put air in it, push the button to let the air out. The more you know. Okay, that's all you got to do to get the air out. Now, this company comes with this Frontier Max filter. As long as it's a small enough micron to get cryptosporidium and giardia out, it'll work. This one has a little bit of carbon in it. Whenever you have a carbon filter, run water through it first, because the first little bit of water that you get out of a filter like this is going to have some carbon in it, and just filter that out first. So this is a super smart way to have constant water. Most places, to include the desert, you're going to have mud puddles, you're going to have water sources. You just fill up your little bag, pump on it, and go. This is really nice. Something that I hadn't thought of, because usually the products out there are horrible, is the gas mask. Now, this isn't appropriately called a gas mask, it's more appropriately called a dust filter. Okay, if you look at post 9/11, when the towers were hit, one of the things that people are still dealing with is the dust that was put out into the area. It can mess with your lungs and create a lot of issues. So I don't know if you're in a war-torn situation, you're in a post-earthquake situation, whatever it is, maybe you're just on a really dusty trail, you got that guy right there. It is just a simple filter to take the dirt out of the air. That's smart. That's something I hadn't thought of. Oh, the mask is real smart. 550 cord. I shouldn't have to explain to you why this is important, but shoelace repair, bow drills, shelter making, 550 cord smart, have some put in your bag. Water. Okay, he starts out with water. So water being so extremely important, it's smart to have it. At first I was like, I don't know if I like bags of water, but then I got thinking about it. I was like, you know what? These can be frozen. These can be left in your kit. You can replace them eventually. This gets you started. If you start that, I don't know, maybe you're gonna walk for 4 or 5 hours. You start that hike and you got just, you know, what's this, like a half a pint of water, whatever. So you got this little amount of water to get you started until you can get to a river source or something else. That's really smart. This giant brick of food is almost overkill. So there's a ton of carbohydrates. Food is one of the last things that you need, but if you have food, you're gonna keep from being cranky. So food is important because you don't wanna get hangry. You don't wanna be hungry, you don't wanna be angry. You need to be able to think straight. A little bit of water and a little bit of food goes a long way. I might suggest you throw some Snickers or some sort of comfort food in there as well. That will improve your attitude and your mood substantially, whatever it is that you want. That'll help you to jog further, to run further, because this bag is about you getting home on foot. So think about what you want. This is already in there. Be smart about it. And you just put that in a puddle or a river, whatever. Plug that guy in there, screw it on, and drink it. Super simple. This might be overkill in my opinion. You never know. If you have your Geigerrig fail for some reason, this is a good backup. I don't know, water's super important, so I'm not gonna diss on that. Chem-Lights, I like Chem-Lights. You can put them on the end of a 550 cord and spin it in a circle and you'll make this ring, and You can signal to helicopters and stuff from a distance. So this is a really smart rescue device and something that allows you to see kind of locally in the dark without being seen from a super long distance away. This has band-aids and it has all the other more important things as well. It's got clotting agent. I like to call this the I Got Shot kit and the I Got a Boo-Boo kit. They got one of each, okay? They both have gloves, tourniquet, quick clot, trauma bandage, compression gauze. That's your I Got Shot kit. Then this one has a ton of stuff. Gloves, trauma pad, band-aids, iodine, gauze, surgical tape, all that stuff. Pause that if you want to see it. That's the I Got a Boo-Boo kit. The last things that are in here are water purification, okay? This is called Aquamira, part A, part B. Essentially, it's drops that you put in your drink. He specifically said that he went heavy on drinking water. I get that, okay? Drinking water is probably one of the most important things when you find yourself stranded without notice and in need of walking a long distance. So having drinking water is extremely important. This will get you gallons and gallons and gallons of water. You can run it through that Frontier bottle. You can run it through this Geigerrig. You can drink the water that's there. This should sustain you enough to be able to cover a substantial distance to get home. Because realistically, if you're gonna use this bag, it's because you broke down in the middle of nowhere, an earthquake hit, or I don't know, some super bad, nasty thing happened, and you need to walk to safety a long distance. Whether you're walking home from work, walking to your grandma's house, whatever it is that you're gonna do, think of what you need to be able to sustain long distance walks for a couple of days. You're gonna need to be able to get enough sleep that you're not dysfunctional the next day. You need enough water that you can think and enough carbohydrates that you can move. So be smart about how you build that kit. I look at this kit as an excellent base kit that you add fire and shelter to. That's my personal opinion, my take on it. Of course, security, I'm gonna wanna see that as well. Obey the law, stick with the laws of your state, get a concealed permit, get classes, do what you need to do, and stick with all that stuff. Alright guys, I hope this is valuable to you. Be smart about these kits. This is an excellent base kit. Comes with super high quality equipment, has an awesome Benchmade knife, that blew my mind. I don't like orange, but it is a safety feature, it is something smart. It is something that will keep you capable of finding your knife if you drop it in the woods. Okay, orange is good. It's got a glass breaker on it. It's got a safer tip so that you aren't gonna, it'll help you with skinning. You're not gonna run across things that you don't want to, but it still has the ability to cut into wood. Very sharp, very nice knife. They also come with this SOG right here. Now this SOG multi-tool, any multi-tool is excellent. Having needle nose pliers, having a way to cut through fences, having screwdrivers and knives and all the different kit that's available here. Having all that stuff is super handy when you're trying to fix things, pry on things, open things, get into things. A SOG tool or a tool of any kind really is super important. So I really like the tool selection that they put in the kit. This is something that you can use to throw in your car, use it on a hike if you want, grab it when you need to bug out to a location, to get home, to move through an area. I really like the fact that it is a tactical kit that hides weapons so that it is not as noticeable when you're moving through an urban environment. I think that's super important. Yeah, it sticks out a little bit. I can throw a coat over this whole thing. I just look like a fat guy. You know, nothing wrong with my fat friends. But do understand that this is something that is tactical quality, yet covert capable as long as you use it in the right way. Hopefully this is valuable to you. If it was, please hit the subscribe button. Leave your comments and ideas down in the comment section. I want new ideas for next time I do a video like this. If this was valuable to you, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and the like, leave me some comments down below. Thanks for watching T-Jack Survival. Let a little air out of this. did that even happen? Got that on film.
Yes, we did.
Oh, I know how it happened. There's 2 bladders in this, I just figured out. That's how you let the air out of the other one. That's funny. Don't pull the lid off to let the air out of the bladder. Because there's 2. One of them's for the air, one of them's for the water. The more you know.